I recently watched a new romance anime, which I would say is one of my favorite genres of anime. This most recent romance that I have seen was a really outstanding romance, but at the same time questioned many different things in media culture to this day and age that we live in. The anime I am referring to that I recently watched is called True Beauty. Before people go on to say it had a massive cliffhanger or it just led people on so long, it honestly suffers the same treatment that they express within this anime. This main character, Jung Young, is essentially judged for just being her. Initially, you don't know much about her, but all you know is that she was bullied out of her original school for having such an ugly face. And honestly, when I first saw the character in the anime, I didn't really think she was ugly. Yeah, she might have looked a little weird. Maybe it was due to the art style, but I wouldn't say she looked ugly. And even when she had put on her own makeup and looked pretty, she still looked like herself. Behind it all, I definitely love the art style of this anime. Suho and Seunjun were pretty cool male characters, and usually I don't watch these anime, especially romance, that involve two males trying to get with a female. Essentially, love triangle. Surprisingly, this was my first Korean anime that I've ever watched, and it was definitely a different feel from Japanese anime, but I honestly didn't mind it at first. I know for a fact that a lot of people disgrace this anime a lot, and I understand that people may have mixed feelings about it due to its ending. While I'm inclined to say that, yeah, it was such a bad cliffhanger ending, it had some morality to it that not a lot of anime do. And I would like to start off by saying the premise of the story, if you've never watched True Beauty or read the webtoon, it's essentially about a girl who puts on makeup to hide her ugliness because she was bullied out of her original school that she was at, and even got close to basically trying to commit die. As much as that's mentioned, it did happen to one characters, and I don't want to spoil it at all because it really enhances the personality of certain characters in this anime. It really touched me in so many ways because it goes to show that, yeah, you may have beauty on the outside, but what matters is really what's within. As a person who has went a month and 3 weeks without social media, I really got to see how this played a part into this anime because you get to see so many different characters, especially Sujin, which was like the main antagonist of this series, and she randomly disappeared after all the conflicts ended, which I found to be very weird. The level of hate that Jung Young feels within this anime is spread throughout social media. It's crazy how one of the characters even went to go on to question that, how are you letting a screen dictate how you feel? It really spoke to me because as a person who's given up social media for this long already, I've got to see the repercussions of being on it for so long, how it can affect the mind, and it's not a pleasant thing at all. Yes, you can stay on social media, but realistically, the way you perceive yourself on that form of communication is always going to be judged no matter where you go. And specifically with this anime, it really made me feel like, yes, I have this place to actually call this anime very good. I liked it more than I thought I would have imagined. Yes, it may have a terrible cliffhanger as an ending, but honestly, do you think that I would discredit this anime less if I wasn't to pay attention to the morale that it portrayed within it? No, I would not want to disregard that factor because it played a huge role in how this anime was portrayed and how the beauty of a soul, it matters more than anything anyone can do for someone else or something bad for someone else. It reminded me of a video I once made, and it got a lot of hate, that being my Genshin Impact anime video where I said this anime is essentially a waste of time because it hasn't released, and I got so much backlash off that video that I remember when I first uploaded that video, it really damaged my soul a lot. I still continue to upload videos videos and, people actually enjoyed them. And then I really stopped to think that, why am I letting some comments on a screen affect my emotions and how I feel, how I portray myself as a human being? Why am I letting that affect me when I realized it's my opinion? I'm entitled to it as much as anyone is. As time went on and I gave up social media, I felt less bad about those comments and let them go, because realistically, I could talk so much more about the Genshin anime, whatever it is, and whatever topic I make. I know people aren't gonna like that. It's social media. There will always be judgment, and you're always meant to be up to a certain standard of beauty, which this anime goes on to say that you must be at this requirement of beauty, because if you're not, you're just going to be long forgotten. You'll have no hope in this world to be successful, to be someone, because you don't have those qualities. You're not good enough. This anime really teaches people aren't who they seem. You are who you surround yourself with. I realize that Sujin doesn't come from a good background. Mind you, that's the antagonist of the anime, and you wonder, why is she being such a bitch? Why is she being so mean to Junyoung? Well, for one, you get an insight into her personal life, being that her mother's an alcoholic and her dad is nowhere to be found. You put pieces together and start to see that, yeah, this girl comes from a broken family. All she cares and thrives on is attention because she never got it. And that's where people need to learn to be vulnerable and actually allow people to comfort them. And it's a factor that in our culture, we have social media. People strive for attention by wanting clicks out of people to get a few numbers on their video. I could care less about views and whatever it may be, but I realize that people just enjoy watching what they want to watch. Whether you want to watch this video and continue to still watching this video is up to you. You learn respect based on where you see it. And the willingness to care about someone may go a long way for more than others, because we all come from different pasts. You may not know my past, and I may not know yours. This anime really taught me that if you care about someone, anyone you come to meet, make an effort to actually say, hey, are you doing okay? Or, hey, how can I help you? Do you need help? Because I'm here for you. That can go a long way. I would like to say that I recently lost a friend due to suicide. And it hasn't been fun. Around that time was the time where I had to stop and think that, is social media really good for me? This judgment, the fact that I can't have an opinion because it will always be judged no matter what. Is that okay for me? It really hurts for the fact that you can never talk to that person again. And you wonder to yourself, was I there for them enough? And this anime hit me in those aspects so deeper that it outweighed the bad cliffhanger that this anime portrayed. If I'm being honest, Junyoung was an amazing protagonist. I absolutely loved her. I loved the art style that this anime portrayed. I would definitely want a season 2. And if that anime does ever come out, I'll watch it. But obviously, I have heard that it didn't really go well in Korea and wasn't as popular as other anime in Korea are. Other than that, it definitely touched me in many ways than one. And I will remember it forever as one of the most underrated current to date romance anime. I would definitely want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions towards this anime. Did you guys love it? Did you guys dislike it? Did you guys want another season? If you are a webtoon reader of this series, I definitely would want to see what some of you guys that have watched this anime thought of it. Did it do the webtoon justice? And if so, I would definitely want to hear it. I have been Nobelo. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment down below your guys' thoughts and opinions. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.